Greg Skordas. Now, he is a practicing attorney in Utah, but he's also particularly special on this case because he is also speaking on behalf of Eric Richins' family. The details that Alex Capriello was just reporting, Greg, sometimes you can't write this stuff. It is so disturbing. And I am not a family member, but you are very close to this family. So I just wanted to get your reaction and the family's reaction.
Yeah, so Alex is exactly right. He'd done his homework quite well. And the thing about this, Ashleigh, is that the family has known for a long time, not just within the last week or so since the county attorney filed these charges, but they've known for over a year, maybe even longer than that Kouri posed a threat to their brother and their son. And he even went so far as to warn the family, because of the prior attempts on his life by Kouri, that if something happened to him, to have her checked out. He changed his beneficiary of his life insurance policy. He changed his will. He changed the documents that related to his business partner because they had a buy-sell agreement. And because she had altered that so that she became the beneficiary of a huge life insurance policy there. So the writing was on the wall. There were prior homicide attempts. And finally, it appears that she succeeded.
So that's the allegation that, she had tried to poison him before. That's the, the word is that that's what Eric has said. And we all know these are allegations until they're proven in a court of law. I want to be careful of that. But I do want to ask you, Greg, there's so much secrecy between these two. The fact that the allegation is she's taking out $250,000 equity out of the home without telling him. This is back in 2020. And then after that, more and more financial deceit, money spent, money lost, all outside of Eric's purview. Eric then secretly meeting with an attorney, secretly changing his will. Why was he even there, given how ugly, clearly, this had become, and given how dangerous he alleges it to have become, that he was going to be poisoned by even a sandwich that was left behind for him on his car seat with a love note? Why did he stay?
3 reasons, Ashleigh. Boys, ages 10, 9, and 8, or excuse me, 6. He was a father above everything else. He was their soccer coach. He was their baseball coach. He was their basketball coach. He lived for those boys. He wanted to do everything he could to maintain some semblance of a family. He didn't want to be getting visitation on the weekends. He didn't want to be splitting custody with his boys. He wanted to be their father full time. And he was willing to tough it out with a woman that he knew was being deceptive to him and that he suspected was actually trying to kill him, because he wanted to keep the family together. And in his mind, that was the most important thing you could do as a father and as a man. It was to raise your family and to support your family, to have a successful business. And unfortunately, it ended up being his demise. But I don't know that anyone could fault him. I guess people are a little critical, but you just can't fault the man for trying to keep his family together.
100%. That's the number one thing in so many broken marriages, that people don't want to leave because they just want the family unit to stay together. I do wonder, though, if given the fact that this went beyond just marital discord and money, and that he had legitimate allegations that she was trying to kill him, why didn't he go to the police with it? Or at least, why didn't he allege to the courts, this woman is dangerous? She's deadly, and I want custody, and she should not have custody of these children. Why didn't he go that route?
He was starting that, and I think that's what finally ended the whole thing. I think she was wise to the fact that he had started looking into the divorce process. He had started moving his assets around. He started protecting his boys, making sure that they were going to be taken care of. And that seems to have been the tipping point where she couldn't simply stand by anymore, and finally did what she's alleged to have done here, which is take his life. But he was conscious of what was going on. He was aware of it. He knew what was happening. He knew that he wanted to keep the family together. But I think he could see the writing on the wall, Ashleigh, and he did. He was starting to take some steps to get a divorce.
It's just so incredibly sad, for Eric Richins, for those 3 little boys as well. I'm so sorry for his family. Please pass that on for us, Greg. I'm appreciative that you're doing the work for them as a spokesperson. I'd like to have you back, too, because you also know a lot about Utah law. So thank you for this, Greg.
Thank you, Ashleigh.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.